Hi guys, my name is Aswin and you are watching Aswin Tech Mind. Today in this video we are going to develop a chatbot using Node.js and Angular. So without wasting any time, let's get started. Guys, in this video I am going to use Google Generative AI. So let me show you the demo first. I am going to type hello and I am going to click on send button. So it is giving me hello friend, how may I assist you today? Let me type one more message which is suggest me top 3 web series to watch, and let me click on the send button. Now I'm going to wait for 3 to 4 seconds. It will take time. So as you can see, it has suggested me some web series with the categories. Let me ask one more question, like who is the Prime Minister of India, and let me show you if it gives me correct answer. Click on send button, and yeah, it's giving me a correct answer. So without wasting any time, let's get started. So first of all, I'm going to create my project using npm init, but I already have my project, so I'm not going to use it. But if you don't have the project, you need to use npm init. Let me install some packages. Npm install express and npm install nodejs to serve my app, and let me install .env so that I can securely load my env file variables into my index.js. But we need one more package, which is Google Generative AI. So we need to install it using npm. So let me show you the official documentation of this particular package. So let's go to Chrome and type here Google Generative AI. Let me maximize it first and type npm Google Generative AI. Now click on the first link and copy the command from here. Now go back to VS Code and you can paste the command here. So Google Generative AI will be installed in your Nodejs project. Go back to index.js and now we are going to create a simple endpoint. Const express require express. Now we are going to initialize our express. So const app is equal to express. And now we are going to run our express on a particular port, which is 4000. You can run on any port that you want. For now I am going to run on 4000, and whenever our app is run, we need to print something. So I am printing app is running. So let's run this with nodejs. So type nodejs in the terminal and you can see app is running. You can update your nodejs version also, but now I'm not going to update my nodejs. Now here I am going to create a simple endpoint. So app.get, and simple the URI will be empty. So now I am going to hit a callback method here, which will take two arguments, request and response. And now I am going to print something here, console.log. Let's print something here. So whenever this endpoint will be hit by some front-end application or postman, we will print hello and send some data like hello. So this is for the server app code for now. And now go to your front-end app, which is built using Angular. So you can create ng new and the name of your project to create your Angular app. So I already have my Angular app, so I'm going to that particular directory and I'm going to run ng serve to serve my Angular app. As you can see, the application is running now on 4200 port. So let me open the browser and yeah, it's running, but there is no page that I have created. So let's go to the tailwind CSS because we are going to install Tailwind and we are going to create the chat UI using this particular library. So let me open the command prompt and install it. First of all, we need to navigate to our Angular directory. So let's paste the command that we have copied. Click on paste, and yeah, we are installing Tailwind CSS. Now you need to go to the tailwind.config.js file to put this code. So go to src and you can find the tailwind.config.ts, or it is a JS file. Okay, so now you need to put these base component and utilities into style.css. So go to style.css and put it here like this, and now you can serve your app again. So terminate your app and type ngserve again. So we have installed Tailwind. So now I already have my code ready, so this part will be skipped. So first of all, we need to generate the components. So let's generate the components chatbot using this command. And now we need to create our service, which is ng generate services, and chatbot. Services will be the folder and chatbot will be the service. So let's go to the app and go to this app routing.module.ts, and here we are going to register our route. So create the path will be chatbot and component will be the chatbot component, like this. So let's go to the services and create some method. So first method will be the send message that we are going to use in our component to send the message to server. And here in the send message method we are going to install we are going to use our HTTP client module so that we can call any API. So we are going to import the HTTP client module. In the imports array we need to register it. So HTTP client module. Now we need to use HTTP client also in our chat service.ts, so we need to import it and we can inject using dependency injection. So private HTTP and HTTP client. So now using this.http we can call any API that we want to call. So here we are going to write return this.http.get, and here we need to specify the URL, but for now we don't have any URL, so we need to specify it in environment file. So we collapse this and we are going to type some command to generate our environments, but we can also create from here. So let me create a new folder, environments, and inside it I am going to create a file environment.ts, and here I am going to write export const environment to export this particular constant. Let me pass some API URLs here, and we are not going to use equal to yes because it's a constant. So let me type the server URL here. Let me remove the semicolon. Okay, so this is the environment and this is the API URL inside it. So let me close this and let me type the URL here, but before that we need to declare the public property here, which is we can name it like anything, API URL, and we will use this case. So now we are going to import our environment file here. So environment.api URL. So this will be the URL that we are going to hit. So here I am going to write this.api URL to call this particular URL using our HTTP client, and I don't think so we need to write chatbot here right now. Just fetch the URL. So let me remove this. Now type here this .api URL. So yeah, that's good. So now we need to go to our chat.component.ts so that we can call our service method in here. So we are going to define here public send message. This will be the method that will be used to hit our service. But before that, we can use constructor, and we are going to inject our chat service here. So chatbot service will be the instance of our chatbot service. So let me use it like this. Yeah. So now I am going to use chatbot service. So but before that, I am going to create some variables. First variable will be message, which will be a string. So let me initialize it, and let me create an array which is messages, and here we are going to define the type, but we are not going to use any this time. So let me remove it. I'm going to use custom type. So for that we need to create interfaces, and let me show you how we can create interfaces in Angular. So we need to type command ng generate interface slash message. Let me press the enter, and it is giving me the error because I forgot to add interface. So ng generate interfaces and slash message. Press enter, and it is giving me a merge conflict error. It's giving me this because I already have something in my interfaces folder which is message.ts. So this is the existing ts file that I need to delete. So let me remove this file from the explorer. So we need to delete it. So let me delete it. So I have deleted this particular interface. So let me generate the command, and my interface is created now. You can navigate to app directory, and you can open the message.ts, and now we are going to define the types. So the first will be user, and it will be of type string, and another one is the message that we receive from our server or that we send to the server. So let's remove this. The messages array will be the array of messages. So let me define the type of it, and now we are going to hit our chatbot service. So let's write the code to hit that. This dot chatbot service dot send message will be the method, and here we will pass the message here in the service method. So this dot message, so that we can pass from our TypeScript to service, but for now we will pass it later. So let's subscribe this, and whatever the data that we are getting from this service, we are going to print it. So let me remove these brackets, but just wait. Yeah, now we are going to print the data in console.log so that we can see what actually we are getting from this particular service. Now go to your chatbot.component.html, and we are going to paste some already written code. So we are going to use Tailwind chat component. So go to the second link, go to this website tailwindcomponents.com, and here we are going to copy the code from here, which is already built UI. So yeah, it's good UI. So click on show code, and you can copy the code from the right button. Just copy the code and go to your chatbot component.html. Just paste the whole code here, and you can see Now we need to remove some unwanted code from this particular file, so let me quickly remove it. Before that, if you go to the chatbot route, we are seeing that chatbot works, so our chatbot component is particularly working. So but we have pasted this code, right? So it's not reflecting in there, and we have defined the route in app.routing.module.ts. But let's go to app.component.html and see what actually the error is and why our component is not reflecting. Okay, so we have a couple of errors in our chatbot.component.html, so we need to remove it. So let's remove them one by one. So whatever we are seeing with @ symbol, we need to remove it. So I have removed some messages from here, and this is the clean UI that you are seeing after removing some unwanted messages. So this is the UI that we are going to use. If you click on send button, we will send the message. So now we need to use two things. First of all, we will bind the input type text with ng model. So we are going to use ng model for two-way binding, and we are going to bind it to a message, but it's showing me some errors. So I think this is regarding the Angular services extension that I have installed in VS Code, but for now ignore it and go to your button, and let me see which button is this. The send button is on the fourth. Okay, so fourth button is the send button, and we are going to add click method here and click on here. We are going to use send message method. So whenever this button will be clicked, we will call our send message method. So for this error, what we can do, if we are importing the forms module, we are already importing the forms module. So let me go to the chat component.html, and the error is still there. So what we can do, we can disable the extension or uninstall the extension. So right now I have removed the error from here. So if you are also getting the error regarding the ng model message, what you can do, you can go to the extension and search for Angular language services, and you just need to uninstall or disable this particular extension. But it will not give you the suggestions if you uninstall or disable it, so I'm going to install this again later. So error is showing again because I have installed the extension, and here what we are going to do is we are going to inspect this. Let me type the test here and let me check if it is working or not. So we have bind with ng model, so two-way binding should work. So if I am typing something here in the Angular developer tools, I will be getting something, and here if I'm hitting the send, so it is giving me codes error. So we need to handle it using express codes. So let's go to the index.js file. So we need to install the codes to handle our errors. So npm install codes is the command, and here we are going to write const codes require codes. Okay, so now we are going to use app.use and codes here. Let's go to the browser. First we need to serve using Nodejs and remove hello from here. And let me tell you one thing, we are not going to send hello here because by default Express will use JSON format. So I'm going to pass some data over here. So I'm going to pass data with hello. So let's empty cache and hard reload, and let's type some message in the text box and click on send button, and from our server we are getting hello, right? So our data will be printed because we have console.log data in our chat component.ts on line number 21. So as you can see, the data is printed here. So here we are going to define the types of the whatever the data that we are getting. So before that, we are going to push something on our messages array so that we can loop over them. So this dot message dot push, and let's pass data inside it. So whatever the data that we are getting from here, we are going to push it in the messages array. So we are getting the user and the message that is being sent from our server. So let's empty cache and hard reload. Remove everything from console and type message here and click on send button. Click on send button and let's see if we are getting something here. Let's go to the Angular developer tools and go to app chatbot, and in the messages array we can see we are getting every message from server. So we have clicked 5 times, so we are getting array. Now what we need to do is to we need to do our now we also need to push our message to the messages array. So whenever this send message button is clicked, we will call this particular method and we will push our message in the messages array. So let me define it. So this code will be used to push our message into the messages array, and this code will be used to push the server message from the array. Now just inspect here and click on empty cache and hard reload, and now type something here. I am typing hello, and let me type some more message and click on send button 4 to 5 times. Go to the Angular dev tools and go to the app chatbot, and as you can see in the messages array we are getting a lot of messages. First message is my message, which is from user, and another message is from server. So now let's go back to the VS Code and go to so we are going to use ng for loop so that we can loop over the messages array. So let message of messages, and let me remove the text from here which is can be verified. Let's remove this, and we will paste dynamically content here using the curly braces and message. Now remove this, and we can use message.message to only print the message here. Same thing we are going to copy in the next message. So let's remove the hard-coded message here and let's paste it. So in both the cases we are going to print message.message. So let's cut this and let's go to the chatbot route. Now I am going to type something. Hello, I am Ashwin. Let's click on send button, and as you can see we are getting multiple messages for one particular message. This is happening, so we will fix it. For now just type hi, and if I click on send button I am getting hi 2 times and hello 2 times. So let me fix this. First of all we will cut this message and we will paste it over here so that whatever the message that we will be sending to the server will appear first. We need to do one more thing. Whenever we send the message to the server, we need to empty our input box. So this dot message and initialize the string. So it is two-way binding, so it will be automatically blank. So let me click type I am user, and if I click on send button, as you can see we are getting multiple messages, but we have solved the issue of the input box is not getting cleared, right? But now we are seeing multiple messages. Let me fix this. If I am typing hello, I am Aswin, I am getting multiple messages, and the server message is also seeing, we can see it is displayed two times. So we will fix it. So what we can do, we can use ngIf, and we will show the particular div only if the message is from user. So ngIf message dot user, if the user is user, then we will show this particular div. Otherwise, if the message is from server, we are going to show the next div. So message dot user triple is equal to server. So this is the simple logic. If the message is from server, so the next div, and if the message is from user, so the above div. So let me type some message from here. Hello. If I click on send, I am getting the message hello. If I am getting hi, I am also getting hello. So right now the server is sending only the hello message, but we will change it later. So our front-end code is almost done, but we will configure it later. So let's close all the files and let's go to the index.js. Now here I am going to use Google generative AI. So you need to go to aistudio.google.com to create your API keys that you can use to create your AI. So you can just create an account on here on this particular website, and you can click on get API key to get your API key. So click on create API key, and you need to specify the project here. So click on generative language line. For my case, I am going to click on it, and let me go to our index.js, and here I am going to initialize my code. So first of all, we will require the .env so that we can securely load our environment variables into our index.js. So let me collapse this, and this is my API key. You can use your own API key. Now I am going to use generative AI here. So for that, first we will go to package.json, and yeah, we have already installed the 0.2.1 version of it, which is okay, I think. So here I am going to use generative AI. So let me require it first. Require Google generative AI, and let me assign it to particular. Let me import Google generative AI from here. Google generative AI. We are going to import it, and now the time is to create the instance of this particular class. So const gen AI is equal to new Google generative AI. Like this, and now inside this I am going to pass the name of our model, which is Gemini-Pro. Now I am going to create a simple method. Now let me create some method here, which is send message, which will be used to call our AI. So let me initialize the gen AI object and use the generative AI model here I'm going to use the get generative model here, and I'm going to pass the Gemini Pro here as an object. So model Gemini Pro. Let me assign this to a particular constant. So const model, I'm going to define here like this, and I have assigned this to a particular constant so that we can use. So let's write model dot, I'm going to use a simple method which is generate content, which will be used to generate the answers for whatever the question that client types. So send message method will be used here, and it will be used for sending some data. Let me create some const data is equal to model. Let me return the data dot process land. For now just return the data, because I know we need to pass some more arguments in this particular method. So let me type let me create a const message here so that we can fetch whatever we are getting from our front-end application. So let me create a message request dot body dot message so that we can get the body or payload that the front-end application is sending to our server. Now I'm going to call send message and pass the message that is being sent by our client app. The method should be async, because we are going to use async await pattern here, because we are not getting the content immediately. So let me use it, and we are going to call send message. So let me test it once by seeing the code. Here send message is the method using it's an async method, so we need to use then. So now I'm going to pass a callback here and like this. So whatever the data the send message method will be is going to return, we are going to fetch it and send it to the client app. So response.send user server message data dot response dot text, and text will be the method here, right? So let me check it once if it is working fine or not. Now we can change our get route to the post route, because we are sending some data to the server, right? So it can be a post route. So that first we need to go to the chatbot.service.ts, because earlier we were using get, so now we are going to use post. So let me use it, and this particular send message method will accept a string which will be message that is being sent by our chat.component.ts, and here I am going to pass an object, so it will be the data that we are going to send to the server. So it will be a message colon the message that we are getting from our component file. So let's go to the index.js, and here let me use query, and yeah, let me go to the so now in the Chrome browser we are getting some error which is expected one arguments. Okay, so we are going to on our chatbot.component.ts file, and I think we are not sending anything to our service class. So yeah, the send message method will receive an argument which is the message. So let's pass it, and yeah, our service code is fine. So let's go to the chatbot component.ts, and let me see if everything is good in the code. Here in the Google generative AI, you don't need to pass the model here, you need to pass your API key here. So just write process.env.api key, which you have defined in your .env file. So let me check it once if it is good or not. So let me type some message here. Hello. I will click on send button and just wait for 2 or 3 seconds. But I am not getting anything. It means our server is crashed. So let's check it. So cannot read properties of undefined reading contents. So let me figure it out what actually the error is. So I think we are using correct here. So it may be the issue of our Angular code, or it may be the issue of our Node.js code. So let me think. Okay, so we are using query here, but we need to use body because we are not passing query params from our Angular code. We are just passing the payload. So we need to use body. So let me type it once and hello, and let's see whatever the response we are getting. Again the server is crashed again. This time it is cannot read properties of undefined reading message. Okay, so let me check it once again. We are sending message here. So our Angular code is fine here this time. So let me go to the component file. We are using two-way binding, so there is no chance that we are not sending anything from server. So let me figure it out. Let me go to the index.js and see start.body.message. So let me first of all we will see what actually we are getting in the request.body to fix this particular issue. Let's comment out this code because we don't want to run that particular code right now. So let's type hi, click on send and go to VS Code to check what actually we are getting. So we are getting undefined here. So we are getting nothing from our Angular code. So we need to check this. Okay. So by default the express you will use. So here we are going to use app.use express.json so that we can get the JSON data. And as you can see the message hi is printing in the terminal. So we are our code is good, but we need to use the express.json, right? So let's type something here, click on send, and still we are not getting anything from server. So we need to check it once again, and this time it is showing me cost part of system of request is not iterable. Okay, so here we are going to use request.body.message. Now refresh this and type hello. Now click on send, and yeah, the server is not crashed, right? But we are getting some object, so we need to use it properly. So we are sending data.response in from our index.js. We need to do one more thing. We need to empty the input box so that it will be a good approach if we empty the input box if we send some data to the server. And here I'm going to use text method to send particular text. Just reload the page now, or you can just type hello, click on send, and let's see what we are getting. So we are getting this particular paragraph. I think there is something wrong that we are doing right now, because let me type some more questions, suggest me some web series, and let me think what we are getting. So I have typed suggest me some web series. Let me show you if it is giving me any web series name. No, it's not. It's giving me something. So our server is working fine, our Angular code is working fine, but it's giving me wrong data, right? This is not what we want from our AI. Let me ask one more question. Still we are seeing something different, which is not exact. So we are not expecting this message. So we have to change a couple of code our in either we need to change our Nodejs code. But hello, how are you? Let me type it once again. Okay. So still we are seeing something different, right? So let's just do one thing. We are just initializing our message and we are just emptying it. So what we were sending from our TypeScript to service is the empty string. So that's why this error is coming, right? So what we will do, we will create one more string named data, initialize it, and we are going to assign the value of this dot message to this particular variable. So this dot data is equal to this dot message, right? And now we are going to send this dot data. Before that we are going to initialize our message to an empty string. So and now here we are going to send this dot data. Now press hello, type hello and press send button, but our message is not showing, right? Because we are initializing our message to empty string, but we will do after pushing it to messages array like this. Now go back to Chrome, type hello, click on send button and just wait for response, and now it is working. Hello there, how can I assist you? Let me type some more uh, queries. Search me 3 web series to watch, click on send button, and yeah, it is suggesting me some web series also. So yeah, the AI is working fine. So this is all for today. If you have any question, you can ask me in the comment section. See you in the next video. Till then, goodbye.